Alrighty, welcome to Side by Sides, where we are trying to learn some things about wine by comparing two different wines side by side. And today we are looking at acids. In previous episodes, we have done climate, we have done oak, and we've done some oak and lots of oak, and we've done sugars. So today is the day to talk about acids. And welcome to the studio hosts. I'm Mike. And co-hosts are Speak.
Rachel, I'm
There you
Mike's
go.
daughter.
And Kevin, I am Rachel's husband.
All righty. So for today, it's kind of hard to figure out if a wine is going to be acid or not acid because they don't usually tell you that on the label. It's kind of unusual. But in this case, they don't exactly tell you the acids on the label, but one of them chose to say that it's a low acid wine and therefore perhaps better for your tummy if you're prone to acidosis or something. So let's see what we have. Yeah, so the first one we're going to try is called Normallu Viognier. And this is a French wine. And this is just going to be a fairly normy white wine, I would think. And then the other one is a Paso Robles Quinton vineyards. And this is the one that says it's low acid. So this was an interesting enough thing to make me actually go and test the acids. And so the Laurent Nord-Sud has a titratable acidity of 5.6, whereas the Paso Robles one has 4. Okay. So that's noticeably percentage-wise quite a bit less acid. And then the pHs are 3.47 and 3.61. So a normal pH range for a white wine like this would really be like 3 to 3.5. And so this Paso Robles one is poking its nose out of that window into the 3.6s. So that's definitely going to be noticeably less acidic when we drink it. So sometimes, particularly in a warm climate like Paso Robles, you're waiting for the ripeness to be there for flavors. Sugar is going up at the same time and acids are coming down. So sometimes you have problems with not having enough acid. And a wine that is not sufficiently acidic would be called flabby or flat. And that's like a noticeable, and I'm not saying this one is, I haven't tried it. We're going to find out. But that's a feature of wine that's associated with low acidity. It's just not sharp enough.
I see. Okay.
So the first one, the Laurent, comes from, so the appellation is called Pays d'Oc, which in geography terms, let's find it. So this is kind of like southwest France on the Mediterranean in the place you would call Languedoc. Why would they call it that, Miss Medievalist?
I think that the idea is that "oc" means yes in a family of languages, but I also think that might be apocryphal.
Oh, no, I think that's pretty true.
Is that true? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, the idea is that there's a whole set of languages where "oc" means yes.
Yes, that's Occitan.
Occitan.
Yes. Famously featured in a Miquel Crichton novel about going back into...
And a really terrible movie based on that novel.
I had no idea.
It's like mind-numbingly awful. Yeah.
Dear me.
Yeah. Don't watch Timeline. Read the book. It's great.
Okay. Well, we will have to assuage ourselves with drinking the wine then and take our minds off the awful movie.
Also a comfort.
Oh, anyway, for fun on the map, Pays d'Oc is a wine area within Languedoc. And then the other wine comes from Paso Robles, which was here in the Central Coast, just so people know where we are. All right, we're going to get rid of that. And so we should really do Nord-Sud first.
Okay.
All right.
Give it a smell.
I can smell it kind of far away.
So the Viognier is actually classed as a Rhone. This one is not really from the Rhone. It's from a slightly adjacent wine area. And it almost went extinct. They were down to 30 acres of it in the 1960s. And that had to do with low yields, problems getting it to be ripe at the right time. And then in the 60s, almost more like American winemakers got interested in it, particularly the bunch of people they call the Rhone Rangers, and started promoting it. And you had maybe now better viticultural practices that allowed it to produce better and ripen better on the vine. And maybe better winemaking tech like steel tanks that
Oh.
have cooling in them, which allow you to control the fermentation a little bit better. So it kind of came back, and it's like a pretty popular varietal these days.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan personally.
So very aromatic, nice
Yeah.
smell.
Nice
And
and
how
gold.
about the other one?
Oh, it's almost flowery.
That also has a very nice smell. Very flowery.
Yeah, it also has less of a. There's something astringent in the Nord-Sud. In the smell, there's something slightly astringent. It's not as pronounced in the Quinton.
And I guess once again, I went straight to smelling and forgot about seeing them. So, the Nord-Sud is like noticeably deeper gold, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like a love.
Yeah, and the Quinton's much, much paler.
Yeah, it's almost clear. So the Central Coast of California is like the leading Viognier place in the United States. All right, so should we have a sip of the Laurent Nord-Sud?
I see where you like this. Yeah, I see where you like Viogniers.
So since we're thinking about acids, acid is the thing that makes it sour and gives it a tang. So that's got a pretty fair tang to it.
Was it, what were we talking about with the Chardonnays that makes it kind of buttery? Because I'm kind of getting a buttery thing here too.
So malolactic fermentation.
That's it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I think to some degree, that's aided and abetted by being on the oak. All right, so that's pleasant. So should we try the
Quinton?
Mm.
So the Quinton is like low. It is makes a claim that it's low acid. It is.
Yeah, it specifically says it on the label, and when you test it, yes, it is low acid.
Yeah, noticeably. Yeah, it is like none of the same sort of. I said that there was something astringent in the Nord-Sud. I think that's just the acid that's sort of like tang. Yeah, but also you can almost smell it. It is a little flat, I guess. Comparing the two, it seems so pronounced, right? The Nord-Sud has such a bite to it.
Yeah, presence.
Yeah, and then the Quinton is much more subtle because it doesn't have something like that sitting on top.
Yeah, it's a lot lighter.
What was the word that you used,
so
Mike, to describe a low acid? What was the word you used to describe a low acid wine?
Well, it can be flabby or flat.
And that would be to describe it as like a fault, right?
Yeah.
But I like this. I think it's good.
If it reaches the level of being annoyingly not acidic. So I thought that this said it on the bottle, but it doesn't. It actually in the shopping cart in the Bevmo store or wherever they're advertising this, where they have the little puffery, there it says this is a low acid wine. And I'm trying to remember, I can't remember exactly what the wording was. It was kind of ripe tropical fruits, no oak, low acidity, so it's soft on the palate. So
soft
That's
is
a great way to describe it.
Yeah, it is soft is a great way to describe it.
So they're taking something that is borderline a fault and making it into a marketable something that's good for some people, no doubt.
Yeah, I bet there's all kinds
So
of
that's
people
pretty
who
cool.
like that, including me. It's very nice.
I have to say, I think I
Alrighty,
like
so-
the Nord-Sud significantly more.
Yeah, no, I definitely like that better. But for the purposes of trying out the concept and seeing what acids do, that's a pretty good pair.
This is an
Very
incredible
interesting.
example. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's almost the lack of acid is almost it's like textural.
Alrighty. Any other thoughts about these wines before we sign off?
I think so.
Oh, sure.
All good. All good. Excellent. Well, thanks for doing the episode, and to whatever viewers might be looking at this, the whole point is that you would go find episode 1, look at the first comment, and there would be a list of episodes with the associated wines that you can go out and buy, and then have your friends come over for a party and watch the 12 or 14-minute episode, whatever it is, and then try out the wines. And that would be fun. So you may want to give that a go. Meanwhile, thanks for watching us today, and we're signing off. Adios.